Delete!
What?
Yeah! Delete!
What?
Mamma mia! Delete!
What?
Thank God Donald Trump's a Hulkamaniac! Oh my God! Delete! 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 Delete!
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back with Spot Monkey Radio. Yes, we are back to just being Spot Monkey Radio.
First off, you were the one who decided to call it Spot Monkey and TV at the same time. Nobody told you to.
Well, we were doing radio and TV, and we just need a little spice. But you know what? It's a little bit of a tongue twister. You're interrupting me already. We're not even on the air for 30 seconds.
You don't have a co-host today.
I don't. I'm going to explain why. First off, I am Mike Greco, the voice of the voices. Alongside me, the producer of producers. I like the double names.
I like it.
You know
the bones on the ones and the twos is
bones
still
on
my
the
favorite.
ones. Yes,
That's my favorite one, by the way.
I tend to agree.
Yeah.
You know, don't go getting all like rock star on me because you got mentioned on the Michael K show. All right.
I did. Finish your introduction.
My introduction. Normally joining us would be Joey Fortune of Relevant Wrestling, and of course my favorite, we're just two guys that care very deeply about each other. I like how we did that stereo.
Yeah.
Brandon, and unfortunately, actually, I won't say unfortunately. Fortunately, we have very
no pun intended. Joe Fortune.
Joe Fortune.
No pun intended. Fortune.
This is a very special episode. We have a mega interview coming up, and that is with none other than Sizzling Stan Stylez.
Long-time friend, by the way.
Yes, and legit friend.
Legit isn't the word. When we conducted the interview, we spoke for about 45 minutes to an hour afterwards.
Yeah.
So
I think we talked more afterwards than we did for the actual interview.
You know what it was? I was glad, though, because we got right to the point with the interview, and then we just kind of let all that out of the way. We got all the professional stuff out of the way, and then we just
and to get it out right off the bat, Stan's got a big show coming up August 3rd. It's the STAN STYLEZ Intergender Bonanza.
Yeah.
It's in West Virginia. For those of you that can make it, please do, because I guarantee he'll be taking on Joey Ryan, the King of Dong Style, and what I really wish we can go because I feel it would be the most entertaining match.
Well, I'll tell you what, he did invite us.
It's a 7-hour drive.
Yeah, but it would be the first false finish Spot Monkey. We could probably broadcast there. Keep that in mind because he is in charge.
We will keep that in mind. And keeping the audience in mind, let's get right on to the track.
Jump right into it.
I want to talk about the tale of two shows this week.
Well, this is actually the first Spot Monkey Radio where we're both going to say Raw was okay. I can already see it in your eyes.
Yes. I was more than satisfied with Monday Night Raw this week.
You know what? I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I agree.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
It's not that bad.
No,
it wasn't that bad
Typical
this week.
Greco answer.
Exactly. I will tell you something that I do find bad, and if it's what I'm reading on the dirt sheets, which I tell you this, and I'm very proud of myself.
Why?
Lately, I haven't been reading dirt sheets.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to be just generally entertained, and
I stopped reading dirt sheets. God, it's years ago because it ruins everything.
Yes.
It just makes it not. If you already know what's happening.
Yes.
Not with everything, but with certain when it comes to
certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's certain they'll release what the betting odds are now and stuff like that.
Or like if you turn around and say like, if I say to you like, dude, this match was good and you missed it, you would go, I gotta go see it.
I gotta go see it, right?
But like most times when it comes to like WWE lately, like if I miss it, it's just like.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I read was the reason why Brock hasn't been on TV, and they've changed the main event for Extreme Rules, which was originally supposed to be a multi-man number one contender match, is they're going with the angle of Brock doesn't care, and it's going to wind up still being Roman Brock at SummerSlam, and it's just to make Roman somehow get over with the crowd. When will somebody at the WWE understand Roman will not be over with the crowd?
I don't. Yeah, it's the time has passed.
Yes,
he's not.
It's not going to happen. Stop trying. Yeah. You know, for some of them out there that like to watch a movie.
But why do they
fetch?
Why do they keep? Why? Who do you think is going to take the belt off Brock Lesnar?
Roman Reigns.
You think it's going to...
Roman Reigns is going to win the title at SummerSlam, and Braun Strowman's going to cash in.
I'm not against that at all. Do you think Braun goes heel there?
Well,
that would be a great way to turn Roman heel.
I feel that Braun should go heel now.
Yeah, well, first off, let's just knock this out real quick. The whole monster in the bank.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
All right.
We're going to get to that. I have that in my notes.
I'm branding it up today. I don't have notes in front of me.
Well, that's... All right, so we start off this week with Roman and Lashley, and they're talking about last week's match against
Which
the
was
Revival.
a very bad promo.
This week or last week?
Which one is where they team up?
Both weeks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, I'll tell you this week I didn't think it was that bad. I actually thought Lashley, for once, cut a halfway decent promo. I will not sit here this week and start off by saying Bobby Lashley sucks.
I will.
Okay. But Revival comes out. We wind up seeing the same tag match. Very similar at the end, where this time, instead of Lashley tagging in Roman tags...
It's the other way.
They do it the other way. Lashley tries to then tag in Roman again, and one of the Revival guys hits Lashley. Roman hits him with a spear. I think it's Dawson rolls up Roman for the 1-2-3. So the Revival get a clean win
Over Roman.
over Roman.
That's impressive.
Okay, and maybe this is finally the start for the Revival they've needed.
I told you I've been fans of them for a while.
Yes.
They remind me of Brainbusters.
Brainbusters, yeah, that's what they are. And I listened to them when they did the Austin podcast. I thought they were like, I was like, all right,
Good.
Yeah, they're good. Like they work. So apparently now we're leading toward a Bobby Lashley Roman Reigns feud.
Can I ask you this?
Yes.
How bad is that going to be?
That's going to be awful.
That's
and
not going to be good.
Not going to be bad because of Roman Reigns. And that's the first thing people are going to try to do.
They're going to blame Roman.
Well, Roman Reigns sucks. He
Dude,
can't wrestle anybody.
It will definitely be Bobby Lashley's fault.
Oh, yes.
Bobby Lashley couldn't... Like, I'm not a huge Sami Zayn fan.
But he has good matches.
But he has good matches.
Yeah.
And that match he had with Bobby Lashley, what was it?
Money in the Bank.
It wasn't.
I just didn't care.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I just don't think, like, again, this has been like a reoccurring thing on the show. Like, Bobby Lashley, to me, doesn't have drawing power.
Bobby Lashley sucks.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
See,
you know what's funny is listen, for weeks I've been saying Cass sucks, and now look where he is. It's only a matter of time. I am never wrong. I'm looking right at the camera when I say this. I am never wrong.
Well, you're not. And as we get to the end of the SmackDown segment, we'll
All
see
right.
why. But I will say one thing about Lashley. I see more of a drawing power for him on SmackDown.
Well, they don't have... Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Shorter segments.
Yeah.
He won't be on TV as much.
But it's going to FS1, where it's going to be 3 hours.
I know, that's insane. That is insane. WWE is just a cash cow. It really is.
I agree.
The B team...
I like them.
Hilarious.
I'm starting to like them.
Yes, like they're getting over. Axel picks up a win on Matt. See, and I like it. It wasn't no.
Can I give you another hot take?
Sure.
The leader of worlds. It's not good.
Well, the one thing I'm gonna like is I have the feeling they're gonna go next week. It's gonna be Bray taking on Bo.
Oh, brother! When he imitated his brother.
You know, I had some dummy, and I'm not going to mention names, and it's no one you know. It's
Okay.
somebody I know.
How was that funny?
Somebody say to me, wow, Bo sounds just like Bray Wyatt. Yes, it's his brother.
Dude, when he started to talk, the first thing that popped in my head was like, when they did the Wyatt family, why didn't they just put Bo Wyatt?
Bo with them, especially when he was growing the beard out.
Bo Wyatt. That's a great name. Bo Wyatt. Bo and Bray.
Bo and Bray. The B-boys.
The B-boys. The B-team. There you go.
A lot of wrestling fans finally got what they wanted. Bayley, I guess, turned heel.
Nobody cares.
No, but I at least like the vicious attack of it. And
it's not going to last long because I don't think she's got... This is going to be a true test for her.
Yeah, see, I think this is how she can bounce back.
Yeah, this is a true test for her. For Bayley, I'm talking.
Yeah, for Bayley, yeah.
But we'll see.
And Sasha more and more is just coming off as the bitter, like... Everything's against her. Strong.
As crazy as it is. She might get released with the next.
I don't think she'll get released, but it's just...
I think she'll ask for it.
She's complaining a lot about everything.
Yeah, no,
complaining about Alexa, complaining about Ronda.
I think she's going to ask for her release.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this. It's crazy. If she gets released, she'll do what Cody Rhodes did in the women's division of the Indies.
I could see that.
Because think about this.
No, you know why? Because Cody didn't come off as bitter when he left.
Is she that bitter? I mean, I remember you telling me at Money in the Bank there was like a story about her crying in the locker room.
Yeah, about Alexa getting her shot.
That was you that told me that.
No, I heard the story though. I think it might have been Joey that told us about that.
She was crying because
Okay, and that's the difference. Like Cody got released, and Cody didn't sit there going, "Oh well, this guy held me down, and this guy got pushed, and I didn't." No, Cody just went and said, "Okay, I want to." The first thing Cody did was made that list of the guys he wanted to wrestle. He's never.
You know what it was? Is Cody Rhodes had a game plan. He asked for his release first off.
Yes.
Once he got his release, he said, "Okay, this is the gimmick that I wanted to do. You wouldn't let me do it, so I'm going to show you
do it."
that I like." For instance, when we talked to Stan Stylez, exactly what he said. Guys weren't wanted to book him because they were afraid of his gimmick, and then he was like, "I'm going to show you that I'll get it over." And that's what Cody Rhodes is basically doing. He's basically showing everybody that not only does he have range, but his wife has range too, and they can both be a great viable commodity together. Yes, I know Brandy Rhodes is the sexiest chocolate woman on the planet.
I love her.
Yes, that is a stone cold fact. Cody Rhodes, tip of the metaphorical cap to you.
Winning.
Yes.
Cody Rhodes winning.
Cody Rhodes, not only the best wrestler in the independent scene right now, but he's killing it in the relationship game.
We had Seth Rollins taking on Dolph Ziggler in a rematch for the Intercontinental title. And great match.
Could be a match of the year candidate.
I agree. They gave him plenty of time.
Now, I've seen Okada versus Omega.
Mm-hmm.
I know I might get a lot of heat from this, and thank God Joe and Brandon ain't on this show. But I think that match was better.
I'm going to disagree.
I only say that because I am not a big guy on Broadways. I don't need 45 minutes to an hour.
No, I get that.
You know, that match was, what, a half an hour long?
Yeah, about a half hour long.
That was very good.
And
it only furthers my frustration with Dolph Ziggler.
Well, yeah. Could you imagine now? It seems like Dolph is completely rejuvenated, and all you've done is had Drew McIntyre come out with him.
But he's not rejuvenated because he's still shit
on the microphone,
on the mics and stuff like that. But he just proves time and time again why he hasn't gotten released, why they won't get rid of him. Because he is so damn good in the ring. Yeah. And I'm telling you, if he was to get released, he'd make a killing on the indies too. Because he started working. He did what Cody Rhodes did.
It's like what friend of the show Pun said. Like, literally, you can go right now. You can go to. I feel right now, and as great as AJ Styles is, and no doubt about it, I feel Seth Rollins right now is the best worker in the world.
Seth Rollins is basically taking the role of the workhorse.
Yes, that's not a knock. That's not a knock on AJ saying AJ's come down a little. No, I think Seth is just up there right now.
Seth Rollins knows
everything he's doing is working. So I feel that with the right guy, you can go to Seth Rollins or you can go to AJ Styles. And even with someone like Ziggler, who doesn't have the most over character, but in the ring can have a match.
I think you know what it is though too. Like when you watch Ziggler, like we are annoyed with Ziggler,
right? Yes,
but he fits right in.
Yes,
like with all these guys, like. Because we always complain about how guys don't have gimmicks, yet we're going to sit here and crucify Ziggler. It's not right. You know, to me, it's like, I had this epiphany on Monday when I was watching that match, like just how good he was.
Yes.
And then I realized it's like, why do we hate Dolph Ziggler? He fits right in with this era and style of wrestling. So
he's there every week.
Not to mention he's a WWE homegrown guy. Yeah. So it's like, to me, it's like the system does work when it's like all he needed. And I think he can do something. I just don't know if this is him or if this is them. Like, I don't know. You can't tell because he doesn't really speak. And when he does speak, it doesn't sound like genuine. It doesn't sound like it's coming from him.
It's like it was written for
him. I can't turn around and say, like, oh, no, this is all Ziggler. You can't put it on him. Like, as of late, we've been talking about this. Like, you can't put it on all the wrestlers.
Right, you can't, yeah.
It's got to be on the staff, the writing staff. It's got to be on the road agents and all the producers.
But now, this is funny because this is where I kind of agree with you that Dolph's been there long enough that he needs to, hey, listen, this isn't working.
No, I agree.
Like, I don't like this.
This whole, like, bootleg dudes with attitudes thing is dumb because you're basically setting up for the inevitable where they're going to split.
Yes.
Because they're singles guys. They're not tag team wrestlers.
I thought it was going to happen when they lost the Battle Royal.
Exactly. So to me, it's just like, what game are we playing here?
Right. Well, and now let's get into that. Now, in the beginning of the show, and actually, I'm pretty sure it was announced for Extreme Rules, it's going to be Lashley taking on Roman Reigns.
Yes, I think it was.
Okay. So how come at the end of the night you have Ziggler and McIntyre beating up on Seth? Okay. Roman comes out, hits Ziggler with an incredible spear.
Dude, I say that I'll keep saying this on Blue Face, and it may not be the popular opinion. Roman Reigns is awesome.
Yes,
he's good.
Hits him with a spear, but and this is a combination because this is also on Ziggler too.
Yeah, just take one quick pause because we'll go. I don't want to backtrack, but those promos, I'm telling you, he's getting better too.
He is. I'm not a Roman hater.
I really believed if they gave Roman Reigns a microphone and didn't put words in his mouth and just said, "Here, get off, get whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your chest," yeah, like they did CM Punk that day.
Right.
He would, I don't know if he'd get over like Punk because Punk was already over, but he would then, people would go, maybe it wasn't Roman Reigns. Like maybe it was something else. Like I'm just telling you, He's not like it's like the John Cena effect. 10 years ago, no one could stand the sight of John Cena. Now everybody loves John Cena.
You know how much I miss Cena. You don't realize when these guys aren't there.
Yeah, when they're around and they're every weekly, you take him for granted.
Yeah, but now here's what I don't understand. So Roman comes out, spears Ziggler.
Yeah.
Then you have this stare down and brief altercation with Roman and McIntyre. Wouldn't that be setting up for something?
Maybe that's planting seeds for the future. Maybe they're saying to you, like, well, Roman's going to win the belt, and guess who's going to be next in line?
But then what about Braun with the money? See, like, it just... Yeah. That was the only thing...
I really believe that they're not going to turn Braun heel. It would be the smart move, but they're not going to. What they're going to do is they're going to do it what Rob Van Dam did. I want to cash this, because he's a monster. He doesn't have to attack you from behind.
He doesn't have to attack you from... Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. He's just a monster, and he wants the best competition. That's what he always says.
We'll see this. I think if Roman wins that title and all you hear at SummerSlam is Braun,
the crowd's going to explode.
The Barclays Center's roof is going to blow up.
But what I think is, I honestly think that when Brock finally does come back, and they'll do the typical Brock Heyman promo in the ring where Heyman's just doing all the talking, Lesnar's just sitting there shaking his head. What's his face will walk out, Strowman, with the case, and he'll be looking right in the face and go, I'm cashing this in. And it's going to be a triple threat match at SummerSlam.
I give you something really good. It just popped to me. Here's what you do. You have Brock do one of these promos before do it like at the end of next month, like the end of July. You have Roman come out and just absolutely like spear him and beat the shit out of Lesnar. Braun comes out, cashes in, wins the title. You have Roman in a they like to do the backstage segment.
Yeah.
Roman and Braun walk up to each other, and Roman look at Braun and shake his hands.
Not even shake, just nod.
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, perfect. All right, and then have the whole conspiracy thing, and then you could do your triple threat at
that's not bad either.
SummerSlam.
If it's one thing I know, I may not know the Indies, I may not know New Japan, but I know the WWE. Okay, and in a few weeks, Heyman's going to bring out Lesnar.
Yes.
They're going to be in the ring. They're going to be talking shit. And
that'd be the smartest thing to do.
Strowman's going to walk out. He's going to look him right in the face, and he's going to say, I don't have to attack you from behind. I can beat you face to face.
Well, you could do that the night after Extreme Rules, and this way, if you want to do it as a triple threat.
Or he can say to Lesnar, I'm cashing it in right now tonight.
Right now, yeah.
You're fighting me right now.
Yeah.
And the ref comes out. They fight. Strowman wins. And now Lesnar can disappear for a little bit, right? Now you can have your great monster versus dog match, right? And then if you ever, because I assume Lesnar will come back in the future. When he does come back, the first thing he can say is, my rematch clause.
Well, the rematch clause doesn't matter in WWE because nobody gets a rematch.
But it's always good to use. It's always nice to have in your back pocket.
Yeah.
But that's what I think is going to happen. I mean, when it comes to WWE, it's very predictable.
Now we bring up Braun and we talk about the whole Monster in the Bank, which I hate. I think it's
so stupid.
I
blame Michael Cole for that.
So I want to understand something, right? Bayley attacks Sasha Banks, goes nuts on her, beats the ever-loving shit out of her, and has to go to counseling. Braun Strowman does nothing but torture and abuse, bully Kevin Owens to the point that he destroys his rental car.
I'm glad that you brought that up because that promo with Bayley and Kurt Angle might have been the worst segment in Raw I've ever seen.
Why are we sending Bayley to?
No, it was bad. It was first of let's not even break down the gist and the idea of the stupid promo because whoever came up with it should be smacked in the mouth.
Well, let's call truth spade a spade. Kurt Angle can't cut a promo anymore. We're to the point with Kurt Angle that we need a new Raw GM.
Kurt Angle, you know what the problem is with Kurt Angle is he's trying to be like he's trying to be like the wise veteran, and we all want to see is the silly, crazy.
Which I think is why they added Corbin with him. Constable Kane. Constable Corbin.
Yeah, it's very stupid.
Well, I'm okay with the Constable Corbin thing. I don't like just his ring attire now. I think it's stupid.
It's very bad. Like I say, he's just Cobra Kane.
Yeah, that's what he's become.
Then that's the issue too, and that's what pisses me off because you're just rehatching gimmick, and you're not even rehatching things from 10 to 20 years ago. You're rehatching things from 4 to 5 years ago.
Yeah,
which is like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like I don't get it. And like the thing is this too, like what I'm starting to notice, and I keep saying this, the WWE is vulnerable right now, and I don't know if it's going to be all in. I don't know if ROH is going to get their shit together. I know Impact will never get their shit together, but somebody is going to finally strike. And I'm not saying that they're going to topple the WWE, but it's going to be like WCW, where they're going to hit and they're going to feel it.
You think WWE's getting a little nervous blocking ROH from doing Madison Square Garden?
Yes, because they're finally realizing that, wait a minute, like, we thought, you know what it is? You were the fat cat right after the Monday Night War. You stayed on top of the mountain now for 18 years, okay? It was a great ride.
And what I've always given ROH credit for, they've never tried to climb that same mountain. They just said, you know what? We have our own mountain.
That's it.
And we're going to do it.
And I always say that if ECW would have followed that, ECW would probably still be around
I'll
today.
tell you this. I think if TNA would have followed that.
Yeah.
Because at one point, TNA was very watchable.
Dude, in 2002 to like 2005, I watched TNA every week, I even ordered it on the Wednesday pay-per-views for $10. Like, yeah, because to me it was a different
product.
It was a different product, yeah. And it was new guys that I never heard of before.
I started getting into it around 05, 06, and I loved it with AJ and Daniel.
I discovered it by accident through a Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine. Like, I just saw Ron Killings, and I was like, what the hell is this? And TNA, NWA TNA at the time. And I was reading on how to watch it, and it said on Wednesdays on pay-per-view for $10. And I was like, I had a job, so I was like, fuck it. And I just started ordering them every Wednesday.
The first time I watched it was when sex was a big thing with them, Sports Entertainment
Extreme. Yeah.
Which was, what's his name, Vince Russo.
Vince Russo, a bunch of guys, yeah.
Disco Inferno was part of it. AJ was part of it.
Yeah.
And I actually bought the sex shirt.
Red shirt and blue shirt security. That's how far back I go with TNA. Yeah.
And you know what? We're talking about TNA and things that have gone really bad. Let's talk about something that was really bad.
What?
SmackDown.
Oh my God!
All right, we're gonna start off with no AJ Styles.
Can I ask you this question before we get into it?
Go ahead.
Gun to your head.
Yes.
Who's your GM? Paige or Kurt Angle?
I hate that I'm gonna say this. Paige.
No, I'd still go with Kurt.
Paige. She's been so much better.
Yes and no. I don't like Paige as a babyface.
My whole problem with a female GM, and I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm not trying to take your role of just killing anything that's women in wrestling.
I don't do that, but God.
You normally do. You're starting to lighten up a little, but you normally do. But I tell you this, my whole issue is you can't have, especially with her neck, you can't have any physicality with her. Yeah. And you can't say to me, well, you had Vicky Guerrero. Vicky Guerrero was tombstone, speared, choke
First
slammed.
off, we've had this discussion before. Paige will never be Vicky Guerrero.
No, but that's not what I mean. Like, and especially in the world we live in.
Here's what annoys me is the thing that annoys me right now is the fact that they have two face GMs.
Yes.
That's
yeah,
stupid.
100%. And I don't want to hear about Stephanie and Shane. Do away with that whole thing. Just turn one of them heel.
Yeah.
But we live in a world that you can't even have someone intimidate someone.
No.
So, like, you should have had Samoa Joe go up to Paige and intimidate her into something.
You're not allowed to do that.
Right, but that's what's so stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to hear, well, it's just a man intimidating a woman. Well, look at the size of Samoa Joe and look at Paige.
Like, they're hypocrites. Because here they are saying that they be a star and all the anti-bullying campaign, and every chick that I see, their gimmick, like the Riot Squad, is bullying people. Yeah.
Yes.
So to me, it's like you need either you practice what you preach, or shut up and just be pro wrestling again, and let this shit happen the way it's supposed to. Like it's not hard. You don't, and we always talk about this. You don't have to be racist, sexist, and all this stuff to still get the point across. Like, I don't understand why.
But it's wrestling. It's the one thing you're allowed to do those things. Because, FYI, people, you don't want to admit it. It's fake.
It's fake. You can't say that.
It's fake.
Listen, this is what I said this to somebody at a show, and they looked at me like I was crazy. Pro wrestling fans, okay, will buy anything you sell them.
Yes.
The pro wrestlers in the indies are the problem because they want to be athletes.
They want to be real.
Okay? They want to be athletes.
Which is what
Which is fine. I am not saying that you're not an athlete. Yes, what you do in the ring is very impressive. I can't do it. I'll be the first person. I was a pro wrestler. Okay? I was a pro wrestler for 10 years. I can't do that shit.
Right.
And I'm not going to sit here and say that I can. But the one thing that I set me apart from everybody else was the fact that I, like Stan was saying in our interview, was I wanted to be remembered.
Right.
That's it. I didn't care how you remembered me.
People haven't heard that interview yet, though, so you can't give
I'm
away
sorry.
too much.
Spoiler alert.
We had no WWE champion. I guess AJ was in Japan doing promotional work because that's where they are this week.
Because they're working with Noah now.
Well, yeah, but I don't think this had anything to do with that.
No? Okay.
Yeah. We had no Nakamura, which was interesting because it was being billed as Nakamura taking on Jeff Hardy
Yeah,
for
that's
the
thing
U.S.
now.
title. Well,
I like how they turned Jeff into Broken Jeff.
Willow.
Brother Nero.
Brother Nero, yeah.
Brother Nero.
Well, it came out, and this was one of the things that, yes, I did read on the dirt sheets, because I do read certain things.
Yeah.
During a backstage routine security check where agents of the building had security dogs looking for explosives, one of the dogs bit Nakamura on the leg, and he had to be sent to a hospital to be checked out.
Oh, wow.
Like, true story. Like, not,
Yeah.
like, you know, and this is something that WWE could have worked. Like, they could have.
Yeah. They could have said that he was becoming irrational or whatever. Like, they were trying to tell him, like, look, we got to check your bags, and he could have kept the not speak English, that whole thing, and, like, maybe the dog flew. Like, yeah, it would have been cool.
But I think it just happened with such quickness that they didn't know.
They just
like,
didn't want to, like, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and then you don't know who was there and who wasn't there.
Sometimes WWE doesn't want to get too real.
Right. Well, one thing we've heard is they don't do real well.
Yeah.
You know. All right. And this is one of those times that you were right, Tony, because in just 2 weeks, in 2 amazing weeks, WWE took a gimmick that could have been so good, Insanity, and absolutely buried it.
I told you.
You have Jeff taking on Eric Young. The rest of Sanity gets involved. The Usos come out. They get involved, which sets up a 6-man tag. Perfect, normal, logic booking, no issue. Why is Jeff and the Usos going over clean when it's Sanity's second week on TV?
Because the people, I'm going to, if you don't mind me stealing a phrase from Michael K., the pinhead suits don't get Sanity's gimmick. They don't get it. Okay? And again, like you just said, the PC crowds, the PC world now that we live in, you can't do things that'll eat. Like, for instance...
But the crowd liked them. I will say
understand.
this. I forget where SmackDown was. I think SmackDown was in San Diego, and Raw was in San Jose. Both crowds this week, props.
Well, California is always a great wrestling crowd.
Props.
Fantastic wrestling
Both
crowd.
nights.
Yeah.
Crowds were into it both nights.
There's just one of these days we need to do just a show on the crowds. Like
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. We'll save that for one of them off weeks.
Yeah.
Not too bad. We had Rusev, number 1 contender, taking on Xavier Woods. Good, solid match.
Xavier Woods can get over a pile of dog shit.
Yeah, the guy's good.
He's
the guy's good.
I don't care too much about his video game show, but that's because I'm not a video game.
Yeah, I've checked out. It's actually pretty. You know what's entertaining about it? The other
The wrestlers playing it to me
Yes.
is always the entertain, and I'm assuming that's why he does it. Like this place,
I was gonna bring up the women's division, but I just don't want to. Like,
we don't want Mella's not money for you.
Melo's never money for me.
No,
She's hot. Don't get me wrong, and I love Asuka.
Can we just take a second to just
no
out of the 3 jerk offs from that little faction, she's the only one who still has a job.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that crazy?
I know, but I'll tell you this much, and I'm being honest. And again, I have no problem with women's wrestling and gender wrestling, any of that. I really don't. And it's sad that I have to sit here and say that, but you have to in the world we live in today. It needs to be understood. The women's division on SmackDown is just bad, and when Charlotte especially isn't champion, there's no reason to watch it.
You know what it is right now is because Charlotte was a champion for a while, wasn't she?
Yes.
So they're probably just giving her the back burner. She did that
Well,
body thing.
she did the body thing, and she had to have her implant fixed.
Yeah, so she's like, she needs some time off.
Right? No, I get that,
But the
it's
problem is, she has set the bar so freaking high in terms of ability in the ring, and she's the best promo from the females.
Right, well, but that's what it is. Yeah. Nobody else can. Like Mel, I have no problem with Carmella, but she starts talking, and I'm like, shut your stupid mouth.
But isn't that what a heel's job is? But now this is when you're making a great point for me, because this is what I always tell people. There's a difference between booing somebody because they're a bad guy or a heel, and not liking somebody because you just don't.
No, because when Lana was doing the whole thing with Rusev, I had no issue with her promos.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like I said, sometimes you can.
I just don't care about Carmella.
Sometimes you boo people. It's like with a smile on your face.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're just going along with the
John Cena.
Yeah. But where there are other people that you boo and you just dislike because in your head you're just like, they're not that good.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry.
Like, a lot of people like Becky Lynch. I am not a Becky Lynch fan.
I just
I don't like her.
I like Becky
And
Lynch
this is
a
where I
lot.
think Raw, at least on the women's side of it, Alexa Bliss by far.
Alexa Bliss cuts a good promo.
Yes.
But you can't see Alexa Bliss for Charlotte. We already saw that.
Well, you did, but it's not.
Sasha Banks was okay. She got very stale, didn't evolve.
Well, you took a great heel character and made it a
Turned
face.
babyface. But now I don't think that was her fault. I think it was the stupid internet crowd.
Agreed. But at the end of the day, I don't care about the SmackDown Women's Division. We talked about it way longer than I wanted to.
I'll just put this on record right now. Becky Lynch, you are a beautiful, talented young lady. Don't listen to Mike Greco.
Stupid donkey.
No, she's not. She's beautiful. Why don't you watch her mouth? Fantastic. I could watch her eat a ham sandwich.
We saw her running in Dallas.
We did. Go to the yoga studio. I almost went to yoga that day.
She barricaded herself in that
She
freaking
did.
place.
Otherwise, the bones on the ones and the twos was going to break right in.
She was going to get the bone in the 6 and the 7.
You should have said 6 and the 9.
Ah, man, I missed that one. Sound effect guy. And then we get to the main event of Daniel Bryan taking on Luke Harper.
Can I just say Daniel Bryan's boring already? Am I wrong for saying that?
You're not. That's
Thank you very much.
Nothing.
Never wrong.
Daniel Bryan taking on Luke Harper. And, of course, the Eric Rowan gets involved, tag team partner, and they're beating up Daniel Bryan. And no, it wasn't Lars Sullivan like I thought, or no, it wasn't Big Show like I thought it would be. It was
Was it again?
Kane.
Didn't somebody call that on the last Spot Monkey Radio?
He looked better than what he's had in the past.
Well, because he had months off to train.
That's true, and he's a mayor now.
Yeah. What a dumb fucking thing. Again, rehatching ideas from 4 or 5 years
It was
ago.
so bad. I was watching it. I'm going, what the fuck is this?
I was doing my homework,
Uh-huh.
so I was ensconced in that. I didn't even have the TV on, and I got a text message from Greco saying, "Good call," and I didn't even have to turn the TV on to know what you were talking about.
Awful.
I looked at the time. I saw it was like 9:55, and I said, "Oh, it's the end of SmackDown." Kane showed up. Like I didn't even have to turn it on to know.
SmackDown was awful.
It was
this
bad.
week. It really was. Like
bad.
this.
This is, pro wrestling's, and I said this to you last 2 weeks. Pro wrestling's bad when they're bringing back Bobby Lashley and now Kane. I love Kane.
Right. No, but I loved Kane 10 years ago.
Exactly. Kane's time has run out. It ran out in 2009. That last title run he had with the Taker.
Yep.
That was it. That was, to me, that
Well,
was
no, when they first did the first Hell No thing, I was okay with it.
At first.
Because it was more to get Daniel Bryan over than it was Kane. But, yeah, so for once, because normally we'll sit here and praise SmackDown and kill Raw, or just kill both shows, Raw to me this week was definitely much more watchable, and SmackDown was just...
I could, listen, here's the thing. It's not that I don't like women's wrestling. I don't want to correct you. It's not that, because I do enjoy. I enjoy Charlotte.
Why do we go back to women's
Because
wrestling?
there's a lot of women's wrestling now. Like I told you, the last week's SmackDown, 45 minutes.
I know. I agreed with you.
Okay,
100%.
so I have no choice. I have to watch it.
No, you have a choice.
I could change the channel, but
Well,
then
you're also a Met fan, so you don't have
I
much
can't
of a
change the channel.
choice. Thank God for the Yankees some nights, because well, even them sometimes, but they're in first place. I can't really complain.
I just, it's hard to, like, you have to watch it. So I really want to root for these girls. I want to be a fan of some of them, because you can see that they work hard. They work their ass off, but just, and again, I don't think it's their fault. It's just like I don't think it's the guy's fault. I think it's too many cooks in the kitchen. They don't know what to go with, so they're just throwing things against the wall to see what it sticks. And when it doesn't stick, they just move on. Mm-hmm. They don't let things develop. When they assume that it's not getting over, they just move on. It's tough, man. Like, it's tough to stay consistent anymore in pro wrestling because of how people want things, instant validation. They want it immediately.
Immediately, yeah.
So, like, you can't let things develop anymore because they want it when they want it. And when they don't want it, they're done with it. So it's
they
like
move on.
you have to stay quick with it. And the problem is that's not how pro wrestling is. Pro wrestling is a marathon. It's not a race. You got to let things develop. You got to let it develop over time. This is what drives me crazy, because when people you just don't like this. No, you don't. It's an art. There's a reason why they call it an art. There's a reason, like I said it. There's a reason why you wrestle on a canvas, because you're an artist.
You're an artist.
You're not an athlete. I'm sorry. Like yes, you need athleticism, but I can right now go out in the street and find a professional stuntman who knows how to act, and he could probably be a fantastic pro wrestler.
Right, and that's simple because you look at a guy like Kevin Owens, look at a guy like Samoa Joe. They're not in the best of shape, and they've never been.
Hulk Hogan.
Right. Hulk Hogan.
Ric Flair.
Hulk Hogan dropped. I think Flair's a much better example because Ric Flair was always in shape, but he was never in.
Ric Flair is not an athlete.
Right, he's just a guy.
Ric Flair played I think he said football in college. He was like an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Offensive linemen, while they have to be quick on their feet and have to have quick hands, aren't exactly tearing it up on the turf. Yeah. So I don't want when these guys get in the ring and they're flipping around, they're gymnasts. Yeah. You're just a gymnast. For me personally, I can't watch you and then go home and turn around and remember your name because you didn't make me remember anything else apart from the fact that, you can do flips. But when I see that 7 different times, and not to mention the same moves.
Yep.
They're not even mixing it up anymore.
Yep.
There was a time when I was wrestling and when I was in a locker room and if I was saying to you, I'm going to work your arm today, if somebody in the other side of the locker room heard it and they were going to do it first, they would come over to you and say, no. Now it's they don't care. I can work your arm, and then right after the next match, they can work the guy's arm.
This is Tony's rant of the week, folks.
It's just...
Tony, you got to start understanding something.
Again,
we know.
I tell you this every week.
We know.
I'm passionate.
I get it.
I love pro wrestling.
It's not going to change.
And when I watch the shit, because that's what it is, it's shit.
No. It's not always shit. You just have to start changing your outlook on things.
I can't. I can't.
You either, and as our friend is going to say in his interview, I'm going to give him a little early spoiler. You either evolve or you perish.
Yes, but when you're not evolving, what do you do? Because they're not evolving.
Well, I'm talking more about you.
Well, I do. I told you. Listen, there was a time where I couldn't stand women's wrestling. Now I praise Charlotte Flair every chance I get. That's not evolving.
Well, that's a start.
Oh, listen, Penelope Ford is a fantastic. Oh, man. Yeah. Hello. I have come around. Becky Lynch is a goddess to me.
I don't.
I think Becky Lynch is money. I do. I see Becky Lynch is money.
You can't tell me Becky Lynch is money and Nikki Cross is gross.
I most certainly can. That's a physical appearance. That's not ability. Now Nikki Cross can get it done in the ring because she's got something.
Yes.
The crazy gimmick. But in terms of now.
All right, I'm Becky Lynch. I come out here straight fire.
Oh, don't even get me started on Nikki Cross's fucking accent. Okay, she sounds like a female Drew McIntyre.
She really does.
Okay, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, whether you found Raw or SmackDown entertaining or not, I will tell you what you're going to find very entertaining, and that's going to be our next segment, and that's going to be our interview with Sizzling Stan Stylez. Please listen, enjoy, and just understand how hard it was to try to keep a straight face and conduct a professional interview with this guy.
In all honesty, we had a more serious conversation with him after the camera shut off. After everything was shut off, then we had a good conversation with him.
And when we come back, you'll have that exclusive interview with Stan Stylez.
This is John Harder wanting you to check out the Hardway Podcast, the flagship show of Hardway HQ, exclusively on the johnharder.com. Comedy segments, guests, even a Stu Hart appearance or two, like your shoulders. Check out the johnharder.com to listen to the Hardway Podcast.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Todd Smith here from the No Gamers Podcast. Tune in weekly as my tag team partner Dale Clifford and I provide you with recaps, predictions, unboxings, and interviews with some of the hottest names in professional wrestling today. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at the No Gimmicks PC, and like our Facebook page. You can visit us at www.youtube.com/the No Gimmicks Podcast. And remember, we are no gimmicks, no image, all wrestling, all the time.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and it is now, at this time, my glorious privilege to welcome to the show. He is the whipped cream sex machine, the shake weight supreme, the god of the shake weight, and sizzling, because he is Sizzling Stan Stylez.
That's right.
Welcome to the show, my friend.
I'm sick of my bad coach sticking my shit with so hard. Okay, now.
For our folks on the podcast listening, Stan's literally sitting there with his shake weight. look, wow. Those things look like softballs on your arms.
First off, before we start any interview, I just want to point out.
Open up.
I just want to point out the shape that he is in is just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
ridiculous. Like your work. That's great.
17 shirt.
Your workout regimen must be insane.
It is. I actually just got done working out. But I have to work out later tonight, if you know what I mean. That's alright.
All right. So how did this all start? How did Stan Stylez become Stan Stylez?
Hold on. I look pretty for my face. Oh no. Sorry. Let me clean myself up.
This is a spot this is Spot Monkey Radio first, ladies and gentlemen. We have whipped cream spillage.
What? What was that question?
How did you become you? How did you become this?
I don't know. I just popped down my mom's room and went, here I am, everybody. That's I don't, I just pretty much, I loved wrestling since I was a little kid. I always wanted to do it. I went and got trained. I pretty much was told, hey, I was always in pretty good shape, and professional wrestling got me, it's still full of truth. That's a wrap. Took a little bit feeling. I mean, what? Anyway, then I pretty much said, I wanted to train even more. I feel like professional wrestling. I always loved working out, but professional wrestling got me in better shape. So I always wanted to look good for the ring. Where I came up with myself, I really don't know. It just manifests itself. It's like a layer. I call myself an onion. I'm like so many layers, and there's so many layers to peel off, and there's more. Like it's like a never-ending onion. You'll never get to that the bulb of it. I just keep on peeling back those layers of onions, and something new happens.
Nice. Well, where did you train? Who trained you?
Oh my God, this is the question. I've been all over. Seriously, my first ever bumps I took was in ACPW, back in 2009. Then after that, I went to UCW. I trained with Joe Gacy and his Italian partner Ryan Slater for a while. Actually, we trained with his brother a little bit too. Then I went and trained with Ace. Then I went and trained in TWF under Piggy Sanchez and many others there until TWF isn't around anymore. A lot of these places aren't around anymore, but
So, all right. So this now, is this like a switch for you? Like you just turn this on, or are you 24/7 this?
You know what? Sugar Dunkerton told me one time at Beyond Wrestling that I can turn myself on, and I didn't mean turn myself on so fast. It's like magic. It's so good. It's almost like too good. It's people know the real me. They'll be like, well, Stan's very laid back, introvert.
Yes, because we've hung out. We've hung out outside of the wrestling world, and it's a totally different guy.
It's like night and
I
day.
pretty much unzip the zip and I'm like,
And then this happens. It's the most amazing thing.
it's like me going from Goku base to like Super Saiyan level 3, or no, God now, God. You get those different forms now. Oh yeah, hashtag all the people who love Dragon Ball Z and Super Black Jazz. Android 17.
Tony, I'm gonna let you take over on that because I have no idea what he just
I know exactly
said.
what he's talking about. Yeah, you gotta get the Dragon Ball Z guy.
He's the man. He's the MVP. That's you know what? This is funny because this shirt, I love Android 17. I always did, and I pretty much want to call myself the Android 17 of independent wrestling because no one knew how strong he really is or really was, and that's what I want people in 2018. And they're starting to learn that now in 2018, 2019, and so on, how good Stan Stylez always was and how much greater he can become in years to come.
When did the shake weight come into effect?
Well, that's a little bit more cream on me. The shake weight actually started back in 2010, I believe, by accident. I was actually one of my ex-girlfriends, and I believe we were in Target, and she saw shake weight. She said, "Hey, you should come out for shake weight," and I said, "Yes, I should. I should come out for shake weight." And that was the beginning of all things. And then I actually debuted my shake weight in Beyond Wrestling, and people, it was just, and back in those days, Beyond Wrestling was more networking, so it was just pretty much all wrestlers. There's no fans, all the wrestlers were like just going crazy for it. And I took it to companies I've worked for, and they were just like, oh my god, you know, it got a lot of like, you know, of course, you know, people, you know, live in such a PG world or a PC world that like, oh, it's, you know, at the end of the day, it's an innuendo, it's a weight,
Right.
it's a weight. It's not my penis. Penis is right here. My stand-up comment is right there. But this is a weight, all right? It's meant to. Look at that. You see that? Look at that. Look at that.
That is impressive. That is very impressive.
It's very impressive. It's 13 inches. 13 inches.
Oh, 13 inches of steel. And if you shake too long, it'll explode.
Exactly. That's where the whipped cream comes because I need to get those calories back because I'm sweating over this to hold it up. So I, you know, and whipped cream's good for you in moderation. In moderation. You know, if you can see, it's only 1 gram of carb, and you know, this is only 1 gram of fat, 2 tablespoons. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. I mean, who doesn't like whipped cream? If there's any schmuck out there that doesn't like whipped cream, I'll bash with this can right here, and then the shake weight.
All right, so you mentioned ECPW and beyond. Of all these places, what have been some of your favorite matches so far?
Oh man. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know. I've had so many matches. Any time I have to work, or I'm in the ring with a beautiful woman, and any time I'm with a girl in the ring, it's always my favorite. Oh, oh my god. I'm gonna have to put my phone and go on Instagram because my Instagram's full of all these hot chicks. That's right.
Oh, I guess if you're into Asians, I got some great sites for you. I'll start sending. All right, coming up August 3rd, the Stan Stylez Intergender Bonanza. You will be taking on that dick wrestler, Joey Ryan.
He is a dick, isn't he?
And I mean, this to me could be one of the most comical, like, I shouldn't say comical, one of the most entertaining things in professional wrestling.
Like this, I got the fly right here. Look at that.
That is
Look at that.
awesome.
It's gonna be. It's seriously, it is gonna be hashtag the match. Like, and here's the thing. And I don't think Joey Ryan knows this, and I don't care. He doesn't know what he's in for. You guys know. Actually, you probably don't even know what he's in for. Like, I'll tell you this right now on this podcast here right now. I've held back so much over all these years I've been in professional wrestling, and I will not hold back against this man right here, the big wrestler Joey Ryan. I will not hold back. He does not. He's faced so many wrestlers all over the world, but he has not faced Stan Stylez. He may be Batman, I'm the Joker. He may be Optimus Prime, I'm Megatron. Like, this match, like, ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand. This is going to be the match. Hashtag the match.
I mean, so you're pretty confident that the power of the shake weight is stronger than the power of the penis.
Oh, of course it is. You know what? And I'm not Joey Ryan's penis is ungodly strong. But when I, you know, Joey Ryan actually came to me. He came to me, wanted to be a part of this, and he agreed to the match. And I know how strong Joey Ryan is. I've known he wrestled so many women, so many men. His penis. He has a video about how strong his penis is. That's great. But has he ever faced a wrestler with a grip and veiny forearms that can crush that dick of his?
That's true. That's true.
I'm actually relaxed right now, until, the hotties of the week come in. But I've been shaking my shake weight so much. And I seriously am going to shake this shake weight until my forearms are twice the size of this. And my grip is ungodly strong to combat, because this is a battle of two gods. This is like Super Saiyan Goku, or Super Saiyan Blue versus Beerus, for all again, Dragon Ball Z.
Superman, Batman?
This is the battle of God. The god of the shake word versus the god of the dick.
Alright, and all left, and what else now? Who else is wrestling on this card? Because I saw... I love the excitement.
We got Rachel Bostic. She's going to be taking on Mike Bull. I know you guys do Mike Bull. I don't know if you guys do Rachel Bostic. Oh, man, you should just look her up. That's right.
There's a couples match, right? Sunny Kiss and,
It's all intergender. Except my match is an intergender match. It's an intergender lumberjack match. And this might be the first ever intergender lumberjack match. Because I don't ever heard of this. And I'll say, guys, right now, I made this match up at the gym. I got them to sit up back, right? And I did some pull-ups, and I was like, hey, has anyone ever done an intergender lumberjack match? And I was like, I want to do that. But anyway, yeah, all these matches are intergender matches, right? So, yes, I said we got Rachel Bostic versus Mike Law. We got triple threat match. You got Danny Ferrara versus Reina Sky versus Mark Angel. This match, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys don't know who Shotzi Blackheart is. You should know who Shotzi Blackheart is.
Mm-hmm.
She's been taking on Trick Kelsey, right? That's they're, they are boyfriend and girlfriend. They are going to be wrestling. They actually came to the and they wanted to do a no DQ match. A no DQ match.
Wow.
It is going to be ridiculous.
They're going to be getting off a lot of, a lot of undertone aggression with each other since they're boyfriend and girlfriend. A lot of resolved issues.
Beating the shit out of each other that they would do at home.
There's going to be, and then we got also Sonny Kiss, who just debuted in Lucha Underground. He's going to be teaming up with
Killian McMurphy.
And he will be taking on, and though for that, Mike Orlando, yes, he's injured, ladies and gentlemen. I feel so bad, but he will be there, and so will Ali Rex. Ali Rex will have a tag team partner for that tag team.
I know her boy. I know her boyfriend is Mike Orlando, but man, I love that Ali Rex.
Oh my God, Ali Rex. She's one of my favorite. Seriously, Ali Rex, and so many people. Right now, it's not. Ali Rex has gotten so many attention. So many people there in West Virginia have been asking for Ali Rex, right? And she will be there. There she is. Oh my goodness. She was on WWE TV. She was in the Congo line. She will be there, ladies and gentlemen. And tickets are only $20. Friday night, August 3rd in Wheeling, West Virginia, at the McClure Hotel, 100 Market Street. I got tickets right here too.
We're also gonna plug it out. We're also gonna plug it. We're gonna get the poster up on the website for everyone. That's August 3rd, West Virginia. It's the Stan Stylez let me get it right. Stan Stylez Intergender Bonanza.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me ask you, Stan. Was this your idea, or did somebody come up to you and say, "Yo, I want to make a show with your name on it"?
Oh, that's a great question. Because seriously, I always had this idea back in last year. Probably about November of last year. I said I really want to do an intergender show. I said I always wanted to do my own show, but I said it would be really cool if I did an intergender show because I love intergender wrestling. Like I said before, intergender matches when I have to wrestle a girl, it's most fun. And I had a great time. So what happened was, Showtime Championship Wrestling Alliance, pretty much my opponent for that night in January, their show, they do monthly shows, he couldn't make it, so I didn't have an opponent. Reina Sky, who was the women's champion, I don't believe she was at the time though, she didn't have an opponent. So I pretty much told the owners, hey, we both have opponents, why don't we wrestle each other, right? And they agreed. It takes some convincing because a lot of people don't, intergender is like a touchy subject, right? Some people, I don't understand why, because now we're seeing the WWE, So I pretty much said, hey, let me wrestle Reina Sky. We had the match, and it was, the fans loved it. The fans, they were literally telling me, commenting, saying that it felt like Kenny Omega versus, Okada. It was nothing like that, but you know what? I sat back when if they felt that here, then damn it, we did something amazing that night. And I was like, wow. So they loved it, and I said, that just went, again, I grabbed my shake and I was like, you know what? I said, what if I bring the Hollies of the Week over there and Wheeling, West Virginia? What if I did my own intergender show there for all them? And it turned out to be like a very small idea. And everyone supported. The owners said, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Right? I said, let's do a Friday night because, and again, a lot of times, a lot of wrestlers, I pretty much did Friday night because the girls, the girls too, but the girls, because, their schedules are nuts, and a lot of wrestlers don't wrestle on Friday, which is another reason why don't have companies do Friday nights? I don't understand this, right? So I pretty much said, hey, let's go Friday night, let's go August, make it like a big summer event, right? Birthday's actually in August, that's right. And I said, let's do it, right? And this was just a small idea. It was going to be in a fire hall, right? It got so much attention, guys, that the McClure Hotel, the general manager of McClure Hotel said, hey, I see that you're getting a lot of attention with this. I already have about over 53 full tickets. I know I'm going to have more between now and August 3rd. She said, how about we use my ballroom? Gorgeous ballroom. You guys will believe this. And I moved the venue to the McClure Hotel. And it's going to be insane. This place will hold 100 people. It's definitely now that I saw that ballroom and my vision to, it's like I felt like I was Cinderella and like my fairy godmother said, here you go, like this is your dream come true. Like I was like, oh, and I'm like, Bonanza, oh my God. And then Joey Ryan, and I'll tell you right now, guys, Joey Ryan wasn't even going to be a part of this. He came to me, he asked me part of this.
That's awesome.
And so many other wrestlers asked to be a part of this. So maybe I'm creating a movement. Maybe I'm.
That's what it seems like.
Amazing. I don't know. I want to. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm very optimistic. Like I said, I've got a lot of pre-sold tickets, but I feel like this is going to be something very special.
That's great, man.
Did you book the matches yourself?
Everything is booked by. I literally became a promoter, a wrestler, and a booker in a day. And I'm surprised my hair is still like this and it's not correct.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my god.
That's awesome, man. So I have a question, and we mentioned the intergender wrestling, and we talked about you versus Joey Ryan. Especially you versus Joey Ryan. In the world we live in today, a lot of wrestlers, especially coming up on the scene, want to be real. Like, nobody wants what we would call a gimmick anymore of something like the shake weight or Joey style, Joey Ryan and being the king of dong style. Like, do you appreciate it more that like you have something that nobody else has?
Yeah, I feel that when you say real, I am real. Like, cause I do carry a 13 shake weight, and it has given me great abilities and powers. And like I said, I love whipped cream. Who doesn't love whipped cream? Whipped cream's amazing. You can do whipped cream on a girl. I mean, what? That's right. And Joey Ryan, he loves women too. He's the king of dog style. I feel though that a lot of wrestlers, I'll push your question around and rephrase it, is they don't want to get creative. They want to be like everyone else.
Yeah. And
you guys know me. I don't want to be like anyone else. You have to stand out.
Absolutely.
And you have to evolve. Like what Triple H said, you adapt your powers. You have to adapt. And throughout the years, I adapted. I keep adapting. Like I said, I can peel those different layers of onion. It's like, oh my god, it's better than ever.
It's funny you say that because it's like when you peel off the layers of your pants and you have multiple.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw that, I popped. I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
You want me to tell you how that came about?
Sure, go for it.
I pretty much have so many tearaway pants, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what tearaway pants I should bring. Maybe I should just bring 3, and when the announcer says sizzling, I rip one, Stan, another one, Stylez. I'm like, yeah, that'll be pretty funny. I pretty much, it pops me out at 90%, 99, 95% top of the pop gun, and I did it, and people just was like, everyone was like, oh my god, right?
You know what it is? It's how perfect you get it.
Spot in the match, don't take them off yet, so again, creativity. I love being creative. This is art.
Yeah.
This is my vision. That's what I was saying before. We question like a lot of guys just want to go out there. Hey, that's cool. You can do flips, you can hit hard. That's cool. But I want to be creative. I want them. My goal is for people to remember Stan Stylez and be like, I want to see the shake weight guy again. I want to see that guy with whipped cream again. I want to see the guy with the muscles again. And
dude, I remember the first time we saw you at Ace. That was the first 2 things: the shake weight and you coming out to Benny Benassi.
Actually, matter of fact, when we first saw him, he didn't even have the shake weight.
No, that's right. You didn't have the shake weight yet.
You didn't get it yet. Yeah, you're going back to 2009.
I might have had the whipped cream.
You had the whipped cream, yeah, and you had the bow tie.
Yeah, see, I didn't whip the bow tie because so many other Joe Blows use the bow tie. So I'm like, and you know what bothers my neck? I don't like anything around my neck. I like pretty simple on a girl's neck. That's cute. But
yes, I agree.
Again, I want my own image. Like a lot of people say, we get much shit to stuff. Guys, they call me the modern day Rick Rude, and I love that because Rick Rude is the greatest of all time in my opinion.
I see the comparison. I understand the comparison. Yes. With your own twist. That's what I really respect.
Do you get? Does anybody like not? All right, I'm trying to word this question right. Does anybody not book you today because of the gimmick? Do they like no, that's just too much for us?
I will say that I'm booked more. Seriously, I'm booked all the way to the Bonanza. I've been going. I think I've done multiple shows in about 20 to 23 weeks. I've been fully booked every weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, if they do have a problem, it's more like, can you tone it down? Can you do that? And I'm like, sure. And other times, I don't do it because the reaction from the fans. And now I'm a promoter myself. I tell other promoters, you gotta listen to hear them. Yeah. These people can do anything else, but they're coming to your show to see us perform for 2.5 to 3 hours or 5 hours because all they were book shows now. Many go. They can be bagging their wife, they can be bagging their girlfriend, they can be out with the kids, they can be at the coffee stop, they can be at the movies, they can be, I don't know, watching Netflix, they can be doing anything, but they're coming to see us. So why not give them all? Why not, but always give them something for them to come back.
Yeah.
You know? If I can't be myself, that's fine, but I'm going to show you that I'm no cookie-cutter wrestler. I'm totally different than anybody else. I can entertain. I can be God. I can be Satan. I can be, grab my shake weight and do some crazy things. I can wrestle.
Right.
And now promoters are, I said, listen to those fans. They're reacting. It's all about reaction. If they're reacting and they want to come back, hey, if they don't like it, they're like, oh, he's disgusting, gross. Hey, it's reaction. If they love it, it's reaction.
Absolutely.
You have some other guy coming out and he'll fucking do a flip. Well, sorry, cursing, whatever. He'll do a flip and people don't give a shit. But like, oh, I like this guy, but no one gives a shit about him.
Yeah.
Why is he there?
That's the one thing I noticed was like most guys will they'll put their body through hell, and then after the match, the fans don't even remember their names.
Exactly. And I talk to a lot of new guys. A lot of people come to me for advice, and they'll say, my knees are shot. I've only been for 2 years. My knees are fine. No, I'm like, I got a little wear and tear, but I'm like, why? And, again, they don't know psychology. They don't know how to market themselves. And I'm just like, some of the time, I'm just like, wow. Like, should I start training people? I'm just like, oh my God, wow.
I know. Trust me when I tell you, I get there daily. Mentally, when I see, now that we started this production thing, and I'm talking to so many wrestlers, helping guys with promos all the time, and it just makes me crazy that I got hurt and that I can't continue.
Yeah, it sucks that you got hurt, but it's just like, guys, a lot of the girls, I actually like to mentor girls. A lot of girls come to me, and I say to them, I love that girls are getting out there more. And proving themselves that they are just as hungry and tougher. They work more shows than a lot of these guys. And these girls can put on fantastic matches, and they can cut promos. They train. How? Why not? This is equality.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, and that's what we're getting to at this point. And you know what? You're gonna start seeing, and I know some people don't like it that you're seeing more and more women wrestling. But you're going to see more and more because those are the ones that are putting in more of the effort. I didn't say you. I'm saying in general.
That aimed at me?
A little bit. But, next thing, what's the ultimate goal? Like, have you been to any of the tryouts for the ROH Dojo or down at NXT? Like, have you gotten to that point where you
My goal, I have so many goals. I've made so many goals for this year. My 2 biggest goals were wrestling, my Bonanza, have the Intergender show, and Joyride. They're my 2 biggest goals. I am knocking those out of the park in a day, in almost 30. Beyond that, sky's the limit. I always say I'll wrestle for anyone who has me. If they want to see Stan Stylez, I will wrestle anywhere. I want to wrestle around the world. I want to wrestle outside of the country. Of course, I wrestle in the West Coast of California, Washington. I want to go back there. I also want to go. I really want to go to Japan. I want to go to the UK. I want to go to Canada. I want to travel outside. Still wrestle in the US, but wrestle outside the country. That's my next goal. Is to be international shake weight superstar.
That'd be great. Stop putting flags on it.
Yeah, it's like a passport.
I don't know if you're gonna get that thing through customs though.
No, I think I have no problem. It's a weight. It's a weight.
You check the bag.
I think I can get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Or boof it, whatever you got to do. All right, bud. So once again, the show coming up August 3rd, the Stan Stylez Intergender Bonanza. That you'll be taking on again, King of Dong Style, Joey Ryan. Anything else you want to plug or promote?
There's going to be 3 matches. I'll tell you for the other matches here. Pretty Place will be taking on Sicken. Like I said, Ellie Rex will be there. She'll have a tag team partner. It's going to be a surprise, right? Mike Orlando actually has a surprise for that night. He will be there also, Green Machine. Sunny Kiss, Killian McMurphy will be their opponents. Greatest Guy, Danny Ferrara, and Mark Angel in a triple threat match. No DQ, Chauncey Blackheart versus Trick Cassidy. Rachel Bostic will be there versus Mike Law. Michael Zamano taking on Alley Cat. Seriously, and also right now, Xavier Cross. He was scheduled to take on Lace Lane. Lace Lane, unfortunately, can't make it, but I'm working on an opponent for him. Check my social media. I'm going to plug my social media for you guys.
Of course.
At the Sizzling one is my Twitter. Sizzling Stan Stylez. Oh my goodness, my keyboard. No, that's alright. And also Sizzling Stan Stylez on Facebook and my Instagram. I love Instagram. Sizzling_Stan_Styles. I'll keep update on the Bonanza, all my other bookings, and Xavier Cross' opponent soon. Oh, that's going to be a good one.
That's awesome, man. We want to thank you so much for joining us. This has probably been the most fun I've had doing an interview yet. On a personal level, we've all known each other for a very long time.
Yes.
You know, and it's great seeing you succeed the way you are, and we wish nothing but the best.
The sky's the limit. I gotta grab that brace.
I have a feeling you're gonna be putting on your promoter hat more often after this one.
Exactly. I was gonna say
Yeah.
I have to grab that grass ring or grab the dick and crush it.
That's right.
Yes. Also, yeah. Like I said, this might be. I'm looking at this. Maybe I will. Will there be another Stan Stylez or Gender Bonanza 2? I'm very, very hoping so. Sky's the limit. But yeah, this is a lot of good stuff coming, and they're gonna keep coming.
That's awesome. Next time you're up in the area, you got to let us know, or anywhere even within a normal driving range, because I was looking up how far away you are. The Bonanza show, it's like 7 hours away from us.
Yeah,
So.
it's very important. Hey, the roofs will probably be discounted though, guys. You just want to come down.
We'll definitely try. We'll try to work something out. Next time you're in Philly, though, or something a little closer, that's a guarantee we will be there.
Yes.
So I want to thank you for joining us this week, and for sure, right after the show, we'd love to have you back again to tell us all the insight.
You gotta go to Hooters or something.
Yes.
I know a great little strip club. Just saying.
That's even better. That's even better.
For Tony Colangelo, the producers, Mike Greco, and our very extreme, amazing guest. Once again, in case you don't know who he is the whipped cream sex machine, the shake weight supreme, and the god of the shake weight. He is Sizzling Stan Stylez.
That's right.
Don't miss a single moment of Capital Wrestling Television by subscribing to our Twitch. Twitch.tv/Capital Wrestling not only gives you a brand new episode every Monday night at 7:05, but exclusive content like Capital Wrestling's World War IV Live, exclusive Match Zero content, Capital Wrestling Binge Mode Marathons, and the upcoming Level Up with Stephen James and more. Push the button and subscribe to Twitch.tv/Capital Wrestling.
Be sure to check out FalseFinish.com, your source for all things False Finish Productions. Check out great content like The Nerd Site and Spot Monkey Radio. We also provide production services for any event, big or small. To inquire, hit us up on our website at FalseFinish.com. That's FalseFinish.com.
Oh my God, how funny is this guy?
Listen, we go back, way back.
It's evolved.
And what's funny too, because it makes this. I noticed. I don't know if you noticed this, but during the interview, he didn't really acknowledge our friendship.
No.
He is and I shouldn't say this, obviously, but that whole interview was in gimmick.
Yes. He was Stan Stylez.
So he acted like he didn't know us,
We won't throw out his real name, but he was Stan Stylez.
It was pretty fucking awesome, and I'm like, it's nice to see guys like I said. I came up with him in 2008 and 9, like when he was wrestling me in front of like 17 people, like so.
When I was your manager.
Yeah, so like
and we both took facials then.
Yeah, so just to see how far he's come to the point now where he's running his own promotion. This may not mean a whole hell of a lot to him, but I'm very, very proud of him.
And that again is August 3rd. The Stan Stylez Intergender Bonanza. That's a tongue twister, man.
I know.
He's good for putting that all together. But we mentioned August 3rd. What I do want to mention is August 4th.
Okay.
Which NEW presents Wrestling Under the Stars up in the Dutchess County Stadium.
Dutchess Stadium.
Stadium.
It's 20 minutes away. Not even 20 minutes. About 10 to 15 minutes from us.
You're going to get great action.
A lot of people there.
Former WWE superstars. Christian's going to be there. Rey Mysterio. Jerry the King Lawler.
Current. Corey Graves,
Renee Young. Also,
I know.
the Young Bucks. Exactly. Thank you. And I found out today Marty Scurll will be there. Listen, I'm going to.
There's one thing I've become a fan of his.
Right?
I've become a fan of his.
Right?
You know what it was? It's the theme. The woo woo.
Yeah.
The crowd does that.
And you can get his theme on iTunes.
I like him. He's pretty good.
Speaking of him, such a great segue. Tomorrow night, Ring of Honor, coming from Baltimore, presents Best in the Worlds. Main event, Cody Rhodes taking on Marty Scurll, taking on Dalton Castle.
That's going to be good.
That is going to be so entertaining.
I assume we're watching that tomorrow?
Yes, we are. The entrances alone is going to be entertaining.
That's gonna be. I like Dalton Castle, dude. Dalton
all three of them.
You blow your mind right now. Dalton Castle versus Stan the Man Stylez.
Oh, that'd be really with the boys.
With the boys.
Yes.
Stan comes out with the girls. Oh, Stan,
but
if you're listening, I just gave you Intergender Bonanza 2. Right there, there's your main event.
Also, the ROH Tag Team Championships will be defended as the Briscoes take on the Young Bucks.
That should be okay. I know you're not a Briscoes fan, but they have
no,
matches.
They're good in the ring.
They have good matches.
I can't stand them, but they're good in the ring. I can't say I can't stand them. I don't like Mark Briscoe.
I like the whole dirtbag look they got going now.
Well, it feels natural.
Yeah, I like it.
That's what it is. Punishment Martinez, recently crowned ROH television champion, will be taking on Adam Page.
Your man Hangman.
I think this is going to be good.
That should be good.
I think it's going to be physical. I was never a Punishment Martinez guy, and over the last, I'd say, couple of months, he's grown on me. The Kingdom will be taking on Los Ingoblados Japan.
Okay.
Which will be consisting of Evil, Bushi, and Sonata. They're coming across the pond.
My man Evil.
Evil. And Austin Aries will be taking on Kenny King.
Oh, my God. Can we talk about Snooze Fest?
Oh, man. We had a bunch of other things that we wanted to talk about this week, but like you said, the Stan interview went a lot longer. Yeah. And without Joey and Brandon being here, I just don't feel right, getting into certain
You can say it.
Well,
you can't bounce ROH and New Japan off me because I don't know it.
Well, yeah, and then, you had the Noah Tommy deal.
Yeah.
Lucha Underground is back. Joey Janela is the new WWE champion.
Well, Thursday, these guys will be back, so it's going to be a mouthful.
Next week is going to be...
I know Joey was very happy to see that Janela won that WNL belt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know who Joey Janela is.
I've seen a couple matches. He's like the king of the death match or something.
You already lost me.
Yeah. I know something else. I know who he goes out with.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned her before.
The bad girl.
Penelope Ford.
Mrs. Ford. Penelope.
One thing I do want to mention and say a very special thank you, because it actually meant something that the guy responded. Actually, he hit me up first.
Yeah.
Last week we did NEW Wrestling Ride at Six Flags Great Adventure, which was a blast.
Fantastic.
Honestly, but the crowd was great. Mm-hmm. It was as hot as can be, and still they had a nice 500-600 people there, maybe a little more.
Maybe a little more, yeah.
Okay, a great crowd. Every worker there was nice to us. Every single one. We saw guys that we saw JT Dunn.
Again,
he'll never do our podcast.
Man, never get an interview out of him, but he said hello to us.
He's very nice to us. And had some fun matches. Mick Foley was there. Ryback was there. One guy, though, we took pictures of, and he hit me up, and he asked me to send him whatever I could, and that was Robbie E.
Yeah, great guy.
And, we talked to him, and I actually started listening to his podcast. It's very interesting.
I actually listened to the Ryback episode. Made me like Ryback.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, made me a fan of Ryback.
Yes! So, and we're working on promotion for, getting a False Finish production promotion on his show.
Yeah, we'll be on there.
So, as soon as we can do that, we definitely will be getting that.
Dude. It was just like I agree with Ryback as to why he left. I know we get off topic, but I'm happy.
I understand.
Yeah, I get it.
Like I sat there and listened.
And the fact that he said to them well, if you don't he wanted to get the Ryback character over, and they didn't believe it. And he's like, I'll get it over myself, and he kind of did. He did. Yeah. And they didn't like that shit. It just reminds me of Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder got that Z Hollywood story over. They didn't like that shit.
And Robbie says it's similar to Punk.
Yeah.
He got something over that they
Punk threw the script back in their face and was like, I'm going to put words in my mouth, and did what he did and got himself over the way he's supposed to. That's the thing, too. It makes me laugh. They give you a gimmick, and then you're like, well, I can get my shit over. And then they're like, all right, well, then you do their shit, and then you realize that it doesn't work. And then instead of telling you, all right, let's try your way.
I tell you one thing I like, and this, you can always tell when a guy is a smart businessman, okay? Mm-hmm. You leave WWE. Whatever happened at first happened at first. Him and Punk had their beef and whatever. he doesn't rip.
He didn't rip him once.
He doesn't rip.
And it was sick.
anybody.
He told Robbie E, he's like, I'm not saying that I won't go back. I would love to go back, but right now it's just not.
He said he wants to get healthy. He wants to get physically.
And he said like,
healthy.
this is like a blessing in disguise because I was able to get healthy. I was able to find how to make money other ways because now he started his own like nutrition thing and stuff like that. So it was like he needed this. Like he needed like the growth period, and now he's got it. He's getting better, and like I'm gonna be quite honest with everybody. That wrestling under the wrestling at the Six Flags. I mean, he didn't take much in terms of bumps.
Well, he says
because of his back.
Because of his back.
Yeah, so.
And you know, not to say we told, because we had a blast doing it.
Yeah.
We really did. But we had some laughs that Jerry Lawler was in the ring as much as he was.
Jerry took all the heat. He took a lot of moves and stuff.
Yeah. And then you find out Ryback was nursing an injury.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we were leaving, you know, said goodbye to us, said get home safely. What didn't Big League anyone?
No, none of them did. Not even Jack Swagger.
Swagger was great.
Yeah, Swagger was good. Foley was good. Hornswoggle was great. Penelope Ford was great. They were, like I said, everybody there. The whole Northeast Wrestling. If you don't know about Northeast Wrestling, go to northeastwrestling.com. You'll find all information about the shows they got coming up there. Right now, currently they're doing the Wrestling Under the Stars tour, which is a bunch of minor league baseball fields. Like they're going to Connecticut, they're going to Ohio, they're going to come to Dodger Stadium. So they're doing a bunch. Like I said, Rey Mysterio of the Young Bucks and Skrull are going to be there. Lawler, Billy Gunn, Swagger. Renee Young, Corey Graves, which he's the only guy that can get those people from WWE.
Tennille Dashwood's
Emma. Yeah, Emma, formerly known as Emma. So they're all, like, to me, they're like one of the biggest companies on the Northeast.
On Northeast. They might be the biggest company
Not only was I honored, but I was humbled that we were, like, we didn't hit them up. They asked us to come film their stuff.
They let us into their home.
So, I was honored and I was taken back by it.
I do want to let you know I do have a little bit of a man crush on someone.
Hale Collins?
Yes.
He has that effect on people.
I don't know what it is. I like the guy.
He has an effect on people.
Also, to let you know what's going on with the show and False Finish Production, we have American Lucha coming up on Sunday, July 8th.
My bad.
That'll be fixed. Over in Queens.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce the name. It's
It's on Queens Boulevard. I'm going to look it up, actually, right now.
Something Youth Arena. I couldn't pronounce the first, which is some Youth Arena in Corona, Queens.
Yes.
But it's on Sunday, July 8th.
Flip Gordon will be there.
Flip Gordon, formerly.
Main event, John Morrison taking on... Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong...
yeah, no, that's...
wrong show.
We'll
get to that.
That's the other show.
Drago will be there.
Yeah. Pentagon, formerly known... Star, formerly known as Pentagon. I don't know what his name is now. But it's he's there. There's a lot of great Lucha Libre stars from CMLL.
Matt Cross is going to be there.
Yeah.
Ray Phoenix.
Yeah.
LOM, a.k.a. Pentagon Jr.
Yeah.
You know, so it's going to be a great show. There was something about that show I wanted to ask you about. Oh, that's right. Will the beautiful Karen Q be there?
No, she got hurt.
I knew she got hurt.
Yeah, that's why she wasn't at the Six Flags show.
Well, I also found out she had a boyfriend, so I guess that's out of the works.
Penelope will be there.
Nice. Oh, we can bring it up real quick. You know, today is the 20-year anniversary of Tony.
Yes. Yes. And you know what? I want to tell you a story about that.
You give me one, I'll give you one.
All right.
Go.
So, in 1998, obviously he's referring to the infamous
Mick Foley
Hell in
being
a
thrown
Cell.
off the Hell in a Cell.
The infamous Hell in a Cell between Taker and Foley. Me, my brother, and longtime friend of mine, Peter Kirschbaum, were watching it together. And we were joking around as the cage was being lowered because, you know, we knew something crazy was going to happen because Mankind was involved with Foley. And I said, as a joke, wouldn't it be crazy if Undertaker just throws him off the top? My brother and Pete looked at me like I was crazy. They said, no way. Because we remembered Shawn Michaels take that bump off the middle.
The middle, yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, McFoley's kind of crazy. That's what I kept saying. No, okay, whatever. We order pizza, we're watching it, match is about to start. Foley gets out, goes right to the top of the cell. I just turned and looked right at my brother and Pete, and they looked at me and they started laughing. I'm like, I'm just saying, there's a reason why they're going up there right at the beginning. And then the pizza comes, I run, I get it, right? And I'm literally setting it up for everybody. All of a sudden, from downstairs, I hear a loud, holy shit. I come running downstairs, because I brought the food upstairs for everybody. And my brother, his jaw, if his jaw could hit the floor, it would have. Like, his mouth was wide open. He was shocked. I'm calling him Kirsch, but Pete was sitting there watching it, and he's like looking back at me. He's looking back at the screen, like, what happened? And all I saw was Foley on the floor. And I like looked at him. I go, this motherfucker just get thrown off the cell. And they were like, yes, that was a sick call. I was like, what happened? They were like, dude. And then they started showing the replay. And then I was just like, what the fuck?
I was watching it with my dad, and we were watching in my bedroom, and when he gets thrown off, we're screaming. I mean, screaming at the top of my lungs.
Wow.
And my mom comes running in. She's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you two? Like, he just got thrown off the top of the cage." My mother was like, "It's fake." Like, no, watch what
this
happens.
shit,
And she went to leave, and my dad was like, "No, you have to stay and watch."
this shit.
And he gets thrown off, and she just looks at both of us. She's like, "I don't know."
That's what happened. My mother, that's my mother, because you're going 20 years, so
20
we're young.
years,
My
yeah.
mother comes running down the steps, because like I said, Pat and Pete went bananas, and then I went fucking running down the steps. So she comes down, she goes, "What the hell's going on?" And my brother, we didn't say anything, all three of us, and I swear to God, I'm not bullshitting, all three of us just pointed at the TV.
Yeah.
And it was because they kept showing the replay, and she turned around and she looked, and the first thing out of her mouth, she goes, "Oh my God, is that guy dead?" And Pat's like, "I don't know, maybe."
Would you say that's the craziest thing you've ever seen?
No.
What tops it?
The bump 10 minutes later. In the ring.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would never in a million years. I would take the first bump before I take the second one. I'm not even bullshitting you.
Because, I mean, and granted, there's so many things that can go wrong getting thrown off the cage. Going back first off, if Foley's falling like this and he over-rotates, he's landing on his neck.
Broken neck.
Not only does he fall through the cage and hit the ring, the chair hits him
in the face. And I tell people, like, everybody's like, "Oh, well, the ring isn't as soft as you think it is."
No.
Like, you're falling from that distance. And the way he was falling, because he didn't expect it, because the cage wasn't supposed to break. It just broke. So he just fell and bounced. And trust me, I've taken bad bumps. It is not fun.
You're talking, and it's surprising. And you saw as they're walking across it that it starts to break.
When Taker was walking him to they almost both went through.
They almost both went through, because you're talking 700 pounds on top of that cage.
And not to mention, it almost looked like it was just zip tied. It didn't look like
that's what it was. It was zip tied.
I also heard that they zip tied it because nobody thought
somebody would go up there.
Yeah, no one assumed that they were going to the top.
And the best part is when Taker chokeslams Terry Funk, and the shoe
falls off, and then he kicks the other shoe off.
So I wanted to bring that up. I didn't, because that's one of the biggest moments in wrestling history.
Yeah, dude, that's one of the greatest moments.
To me, it's still the most oh my god moment. Nothing.
Any oh my god countdown, any top 10, that'll always be number one.
Yeah.
But like I said, it shouldn't be the second bump. But they usually just lop them all in.
You know what we're gonna do when we finish the show? We're gonna watch that match.
That's not a bad idea.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you this week for joining us. This was good.
It's good.
I enjoyed this show.
Smooth.
Next week, Joey Fortune of Relevant Wrestling, and Brandon, the guy. Trust me.
Well, in his defense, he did want to be here today.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying we're two guys that care very deeply about each other.
Before you go any further, I'd like to point out, before anybody says anything, why I'm standing here in a sleeveless shirt like an Italian wife beater.
Because it's about 110 degrees.
It's 100 degrees. Yeah, it's about 100 degrees in New York, and we're on the cusp of a heat wave, and Greco doesn't have an air conditioner in this room.
In my living room. I have it in my bedroom.
So if you hear the fans behind us, because if we turn them off, we would probably be sitting in a puddle of our own sweat right now. So
I would be dying right now.
If you have a problem with the white noise behind us, go fuck yourself.
For the bones on the ones and the twos, Tony Colangelo, and the voice of the voices, Michael A. Greco. Have a great week, everybody. Remember, the fatter you are, the harder it is to be kidnapped.